Extreme weather events elsewhere, too. Hundreds of millions of people across South and Southeast Asia are facing soaring temperatures and drought as a heat wave grips the region. Dozens have been killed by heat stroke in Thailand alone. Authorities in the capital, Bangkok, are warning their citizens of the extremely dangerous conditions. Schools have been closed in the Philippines and Bangladesh for tens of millions of children, and the daytime temperatures in Myanmar have reached nearly 46 degrees Celsius. The UN has warned that deaths due to heat stroke were widely underreported, calling heat a silent killer. Well, let's cross over to Bangkok now and speak with journalist Jacob Goldberg. Jacob, you're right in the middle of this heat wave with temperatures above 40 degrees Celsius and high humidity. What's that like?
It's been unbearable to be outside. It's incredibly hot. And yeah, like you said, heat can be a silent killer. You don't realize that you're in the midst of a heat wave with the temperatures rising gradually every day. You don't know that you're suddenly in a dangerous situation until maybe you hear that the government has issued a warning about it. And that's what the government has done so far, issued warnings to stay inside, to stay hydrated, to stay safe from this heat wave.
Well, that would appear to be what you are doing. How are other people in the Thai capital, Bangkok, coping with these extreme temperatures?
But people want to stay inside. They want to stay in air-conditioned environments. And for some people, that's doable. If you can afford to take a taxi to work, if you work in an air-conditioned office, then that's probably part of your routine, and you probably don't have to change very much. But a lot of other people work outside. People run food stalls, people work in construction. A lot of people take public transportation, and a lot of the buses here are not air conditioned. So for them, they would have to make a drastic change to how they go about their daily routines, and some of them can't afford to do that. So it's harder for some people.
Now, these temperatures are dangerous for everyone, but particularly for the children and elderly. Is there enough help available to these vulnerable populations?
The help so far has come mainly in the form of the government, various departments of the government issuing warnings and instructions on how to avoid heat stroke. Heat stroke is the silent killer you mentioned earlier. How to recognize the symptoms. For instance, if someone is overheating but not sweating, that could be a symptom of heat stroke. Other instructions, like I said, staying inside. The government has also been encouraging mosquito control because mosquito activity can increase during a heat wave, and people can get sick and maybe not be able to access healthcare as easily as they could if there weren't a heat wave. So those are a few of the forms of support.
Now, you're in Bangkok, but this heat wave is affecting a much larger region. This is the second year in a row, too, that Southeast Asia has been hit by a severe heat wave. What role do scientists say climate change is playing in this extreme heat, Jakob?
Yeah, there's a pretty solid consensus that this is the result of climate change. It's the result of about a decade of every year being the hottest than the one before it, of record concentrations of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. And Asia is hit particularly hard by that. The glaciers in the mountainous parts of Asia are melting. The various oceans and seas around Asia and Southeast Asia are becoming warmer, are acidifying, leading to unpredictable and extreme weather events. And also in lowlands like Thailand or like Bangkok, this leads to heat waves. So, and obviously Thailand is not the country that's putting the most greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. So it's really up to the major polluters to look at what their activities are wreaking here.
Jacob, thank you very much for that. That was journalist Jacob Goldberg reporting from a very hot Bangkok.
Thank you.